Good afternoon to Dr. Muhammad Salim. My name is Project One and my ID is I24030282. For my business study, MGT 6202E in Business Research Method, I would like to present my slides for research topic of turnover among public sector healthcare workforce, the role of transformational leadership and effective management practices in enhancing retention. For the first slide, we will go for introduction for problem statement. Current world population is around 8 billion and estimate to reach 8.6 billion by year 2030. It's also estimated that 17% of population in 2030 is above 60 years old, which means amounting to around 1.4 billion. Other than that, there has been increase of chronic diseases such as cancer, heart diseases, mental issues, seasonal epidemics such as influenza A and B, and also global outbreaks such as COVID-19, monkeypox, avian bird flu, and mad cow disease. This causes high demand for advanced medical care and attention worldwide. Therefore, Malaysia is also facing the same demand, but currently there's a major problem as there has been a high turnover in public health care, ranging from medical assistant, nurses, medical officer, doctors, and specialists. Reports in 2024 stated around 3,494 permanent medical officers and specialists has quit, an increasing number of specialists and nurses resigned from year 2019 to 2023. Chart number 1 shows initial decline, but later an increase of resignation of medical officer specialists from the year of 2019 to 2023. Chart 2 also shows the same trend of decrease in 2019 to 2022, but increment in resignation specialists from year 2022 to 2023 has caused a lowering trend. There have been many factors contributing to high turnover. Based on research from Mohammed and others in 2025, it has been identified a few key factors for high turnover such as number 1, job satisfaction, 2, mismatch between compensation and workload, number 3, insufficient benefit, 4, lack of recognition, 5, suboptimal working condition, and 6, excessive bureaucratic demands. There's been many studies and research in this topic, but there are still gaps and lacks. Some of the gaps are mentioned here. Gap number 1, many studies provide inconsistency regarding which factors has the most significant influence in public healthcare. Therefore, more studies should be done to rank and rate significant factors influencing turnover in public healthcare. Gap number 2, many studies mainly list job satisfaction, compensation, rewards, and benefit as the major factors of employee turnover. Therefore, studies should also conduct other underlying causes that may contribute to high turnover in public healthcare other than monetary benefits. Gap number 3, many studies mainly focus on factors contributing to employee turnover. Therefore, studies to establish relationship between retention intervention and management practices to turnover results. Based on the gaps of literature review, several research problems emerged. Question number 1, what strategies other than monetary can effectively reduce turnover? Question number 2, what is current level of bureaucracy, hierarchical, and working relationship in public healthcare? And 3, how transformation leadership and effective management practice can reduce turnover? Malaysia will need to solve this problem due to many reasons. One of it is the high cost spent to recruit and train new employees. Other than that, precious time is also wasted during this time. Inexperienced and new doctors might not have enough skill to diagnose a disease, and it can cause some disease to be undetected or might be wrongly diagnosed. This can cause major health crises when diseases were not treated or wrongly treated. Without adequate and experienced workforce, a nation's ability to respond effectively to public health care and emergencies can jeopardize the country's safety, stability, and development. I have made reference to a few journals to find alternatives to solve this problem. Journal number 1 is literature for a systematic literature review on the impact of ethical leadership on employee job performance. And rationale for use is because the study examined the mediating role for ethical leadership and its impact on turnover intention to intrinsic motivation and reliance. Literature number 2 is developing collaborative leaders in healthcare, exploring on interprofessional team-based model of leadership development in an academic health system. Rationale for use is because study examine interprofessional team-based leadership program and its success in improving team cohesion and boundary crossing. Based on this gap, I come to my research objective. Question number 1, what challenges do public healthcare workers face under existing management practice that contribute to turnover? Question 2, what extent job satisfaction affect turnover intention in public healthcare? Question number 3, what transformation leadership behavior improve employer morale and job satisfaction in public healthcare? Question 4, how does perceived organizational practice mediate the relationship between job satisfaction and turnover intention. For the research objective, I have developed some specific questions as follows. Question 1, manager is a role model and inspires me to go beyond my normal duties. Question 2, I have necessary information, supplies, and equipment to perform my job effectively. Question 3, overall, I'm satisfied with my job in public healthcare system. And question 4, I tend to look for a new job outside Ministry of Health within the next 12 months. These are also a few samples from my questionnaire that can be found at Appendix 7. For literature review, high turnover in public healthcare is a major problem and critical to major socioeconomic safety and development. Based on previous research finding, monetary benefits seems to be the only solution. But due to low value of RM and current government policy to provide affordable medical to all, this solution doesn't seem to be able to solve the problem using monetary. Therefore, other solution is finding alternatives such as job satisfaction to mitigate turnover intention. Transformation leadership and effective management is also used to mitigate turnover intention, and that's why we have this proposal for research topic, turnover among public sector healthcare workforce, the role of transformation leadership and effective management practices in enhancing retention. Based on theoretical literature, there are 4 hypotheses. Number 1 is transformation leadership and turnover intention are significantly related. Number 2, management practice and turnover intention are significantly related. Hypothesis 3, job satisfaction has an impact on turnover intention. Hypothesis 4, job satisfaction mediates the relationship between leadership and management practice with turnover intention. In this survey, sampling will be based on probability sampling with stratified random sampling. It will be conducted in 5 public hospitals and clinics in KL and Selangor. And based on feature sample size target sample of 384 residents are recommended for minimum acceptable level of 95% and a confidence level of 5%. Questionnaires will be provided through Google Form, and approval will be sought from Ministry of Health and respective healthcare institution before sending. All participants' information is strictly confidential and is only used for this research. Measurement approach and questionnaire source. This survey will be divided into 5 sections. Normally, section A, demographic information. Section B, independent variable 1, that's transformation leadership. Section C, independent variable 2, which is management practice. Section D, mediating variable, which is job satisfaction. And section E, dependent variables, which is turnover intention. Section A is measured using quantitative, descriptive, using nominal and ordinal scale, but section B to section E is measured using quantitative 5-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Data analysis approach, techniques and tools, or data collected, will first undergo data screening to eliminate spoiled and incomplete answers. Okay, the first that we have to go is descriptive frequency analysis. This is to summarize demographic, education level, position, and years of service. Then secondly, we will go for validity and probability testing. This is to ensure the survey questions were consistent and dependable in measuring. In here, Conrad alpha value and composite regularity must be more than 0.7. Auto loading and average variance extract must be more than 0.5 to ensure that these data questions are consistent. Third, we will go through data normality testing. This is to ensure the survey response followed an approximately normal distribution where courtesies and skewness must be in a range of -3 to 3. Number 4, we'll go to person correlation. This is show significant correlation between IV, MV, and DV, where the R value, which is correlation strength, must be between 0.3 to 0.9, but the significant P value must be less than 0.05. Then the last, we will go for multiple regression. This to test hypothesis involving direct, mediating, and moderating effects. This will be beta coefficient more than 0, T more than 2.5, and P is less than 0.05, and R squared is more than 0.25. After getting results from multiple regression, we'll be able to establish relationship between transformational leadership, management practices, job satisfaction, and turnover intention, and check whether it fulfills our hypothesis. Based on this relationship, further action and studies can be taken for basis to mitigate turnover in public healthcare. And with that, thank you.